Good evening. This is MJ from Lioness Publications, and we are going to do Donald Trump's daily for October 2nd, which is a Thursday. Now, we have a few angles to get to. There's about seven altogether. And before I get there, I do want to just go back on one thing I mentioned yesterday. If you remember, I said that he would be having all his people out there uh, hitting press conferences and so on to make sure they're on media to push his message out. And I'm amazed at just how much his people have been out there today. Vance has been out there. So many members of the House, the Senate have been out there pushing that message. And with this concerted effort to do this, I wonder if they know that the people, the poll on what people are saying about this is putting the fault on them. And that's why they feel they have to be out there as much as they are with their message. Again, even though I said it yesterday, I was amazed at how much they're out there today. So let's get on to tomorrow for Trump. First thing we have is the moon is going to be trying Neptune. And that's going to happen about 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's going to be going on for plus or minus 2 or so hours. And we know he sort of has different sleep hours. So he does have a habit of tweeting, and we're not sure when he actually sleeps. But with this, he's going to be attuned to pretty subtle, clues that are going on. So he's going to, be looking for what people are saying about this. So he may be spending a lot of time talking to his friends or whatever, or listening to the news to see what people are saying. And with this type of angle, trines are always sort of very easy. So it's not something where you have to struggle. You can just get there. But this is the moon, which is emotions, and Neptune is your vision, sort of fantasy. So he's tending to sort of drift along here, assuming that he's going to be able to get to where he wants to be. And that means he can avoid any type of practical activities to get there. So he may be missing some red flags here that it may not be sort of like one, just sort of drifting along. And again, that's sort of what he's expecting here. And that's pretty much very early in the morning, probably between like 12 and 4 a.m., something like that. So it actually strikes right around 2. The next thing we have is Moon in conjunct Mercury. And this is going to be happening around 7 a.m., plus or minus 2 hours. And this is where he starts getting a little unsure about things. Things start getting a little bit more foggier. The inconjunct is, again, it's a break and adjust, which means you can't get there from where you are unless you change something. And what's the Mercury? It's the plan. So in effect, he's feeling his plan or someone's plan is not going to he's not going to be able to get there. So he's not comfortable with that. So he's not feeling that he's hitting the right notes on this. And he's going to start getting a little defensive, maybe talking to people saying, is this right? Should we be doing? So again, he's going to be doing his polling of all his friends and administration to see what's going on. But again, he went from early in the morning feeling very good about it to sort of maybe waking up and saying, maybe we have to change the strategy a little. Come up to about noon, sorry, we have Moon opposing Pluto. And this is a tough one. This is where he starts, and again, this is plus or minus 2 hours. He starts to feel, who's in control here? So he feels like he's losing control. So he's going to start having a short fuse. He's going to start looking at the power dynamics here. He's going to start getting compulsive. He might be feeling that some of his advisors betrayed him on this, that they weren't giving him all the information he needed. And maybe they were saying that he wouldn't be blamed for the shutdown. Versus maybe he's looking at the news and now it's saying, well, it's more that people are blaming Trump. He can start getting obsessive here, and he's going to start feeling that he's losing, and he's going to start to want to manipulate the situation somehow. So that's pretty much where it's left off, probably around 2 or 3 o'clock. He's, again, not sure he's got control of the situation. But as it moves more towards the evening hours, and this is probably going to be around 8 p.m., so plus or minus 2 hours, the moon is trying the wounded warrior. And this actually settles him a little bit. And it could be he has some breakthrough in how he wants to deal with this. So by identifying sort of with his wounded warrior, he might be more, he's maybe feeling more of a connection with the concerns with the healthcare piece. And that might be a little bit of a turning point. Now, next one we have is Moon is going to be trying Jupiter, which is actually, it's a great one. So he's going to try to make connections here. Maybe, he's going to be very friendly and stuff like this. But this is actually saying that he might be able to come up with other ideas or expand this somehow to be able to work this through. And this is probably going to be around midnight. So in effect, late tomorrow, probably from like 10 o'clock to like 2 o'clock in the morning, he may be working on ideas. And some of them may be pretty good. Now that's it for the moon, but we have Saturn. We have 4 other angles here that are the lighter planets and the middle planet. And these can go on for 2 or 3 days, and one of them, Jupiter, can go on for a little longer. So let's talk about those. Now we've got Mercury square Saturn. So that's definitely been in effect from today and probably going to be there till Friday. What is this? He needs to get more. He doesn't have enough clarity. He doesn't have enough precision on what the issues are here. He feels pretty slow. He feels burdened. He doesn't feel like he's got this under control. He's got a lot of self-doubt. He really can't talk about it because it's like he doesn't understand all the pieces. Now, this is something that also might come up. He might have legal issues. So it could be something with some border enforcement or boundary enforcement that comes up. Maybe he gets some type of legal verdict in from the judicial system. So that could be an issue. Maybe something with Portland that they're saying, well, maybe they don't need troops in Portland. We'll see. Now, again, that could be a few days plus or minus. So it may not be till maybe Saturday or so, but that's happening. With this, he's also going to be overcompensating. So it's square. So in effect, we've got this rigidity, and Mercury is also rigid in what it's thinking, but they're not able to come together. So in effect, the structure that we need, we're not able to, the plans are not fitting that. So he's going to be pessimistic. So when you're looking at this, he's going to start feeling that, maybe it's not going to work out. Next one we have is Jupiter opposing Fate. And this one has, 3 days plus or minus. So if you look at tomorrow, it's going to be 3 days back plus 3 days forward. So we've got a lot of events that are disruptive, and that's what the shutdown is. But it's sort of like he needs to evaluate what no longer fits. And he also has inflated expectations. Now, when it comes to Jupiter opposing Fate, Jupiter is actually sort of like saying, well, come down this path. And that path is fun, it's playful, it's traveling, it's things you like to do. Versus Fate is what? What we need to do. In effect, it's the moment that you're meant to meet. I mean, it doesn't mean you are going to meet it, but it's a moment that you are supposed to stand up and be counted. So let's take a look at our next one, and that's Mercury in conjunct Mid. So in this case, Mercury in effect, is in a break and adjust to the midheaven. Midheaven is the status standing in the world. So Mercury is not able to communicate from the level that it needs to be communicated. So he's not at the level when he's communicating that he needs to be at. So he can't be clear. He's not in settings, in effect. He's not professional. I mean, he's not professional anyway, but he's just not, he's not able to convey what needs to be conveyed at this time because he's not able to rise to that occasion. And we see this all the time with Trump, so it's actually nothing new. The last one we have, though, actually seems a little hopeful because it's Mercury trying Sun. So this looks like there are some plans that go along with what he would like, but it's trying. So maybe it's something that means he can get something accomplished. So there's some clarity here. There's some confidence in what he's doing. I think he thinks he can connect with this. And this could be some type of opening in any type of negotiations with the shutdown, which means, and this, again, would be from literally today, tomorrow, into Friday. So it could be there's some progress made by Friday sometime. Now, I hope you enjoyed this and have a great evening. Bye now.